Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. This time we have 3 replays featuring the brand new Czech Tank Destroyer Tier 8 Premium Tank. I'm not going to say the name, I struggle to pronounce a lot of stuff and I'm definitely not be able to say this one. So I'm just going to call it the TVP-TD for today. Now it is, only come out this week. It is essentially a a stealthy, mobile 250 Alpha TD with incredible rate of fire. It's got 270 penetration on the APCR rounds, which is nice. 330 pen on the heat rounds, and then its little hidden gem. The unique thing about the tank is it has 100 penetration on its 420 HE rounds, and when you combine that with its rapid rate of fire, in the right situations you can actually rack up a lot of damage in a quick scenario firing them. But I've got 3 replays for you today, for us to get these replays out just so you can see a little bit of the tank. And here we are for the first map on first replay on South Coast. We've got a few little shots earlier, and we're just going to try and use this position to see if we can get any damage early with the enemy pushing across. This Leica gets unfortunately set on fire, but we allow with our quick DPM we're able to quickly get a shot into it. The only thing with this tank where it can be a little bit awkward at times is it's only got it's not got a lot of gun depression over the front, and that can make it a little bit awkward. But yeah, other than that, I've really enjoyed the Tank Destroyer. If you like quick firing rate of fire tanks, you're going to like this one. The only thing I would say, if you've got the Tier 8 German Tank Destroyer Premium, I think the ShPTK-TVP, then that's probably better than this tank, if I'm honest. Doesn't mean this tank's not good. I would just say if you only had the choice between the two, that probably would be the better option. Having said that, I do really like this tank. Like I say, I haven't managed to play it a lot, but for what I have so far, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing the tank, especially at the moment with that silver op going on, and I'm earning a lot of credits playing this tank. So managed to go back early and pick up that kill on the Jaeger. We've had a decent start to this game, picking up 1,300 assistance and 2,000 damage. And now we're starting to sort of, cleared up the mob at the start. We're going to hopefully try and push and create an angle if we can. I want to try and get rid of this Tiger as quickly as possible because he's sort of slowing me down from getting to the rest of the damage. But then this VK heavy pushes out in the open, and I'm trying to get a shot into the track wheel, track him in place so I can get some more shots in. Because with this quick rate of fire, I think you can get it down with food down to about 3.9 seconds. So you can sometimes, if they don't have a repair kit or whatever, you can don't have a good crew, you can keep them tracked in place. I'm going to try and create a wide angle now to deal with this Tiger. He's kind of in an awkward position. I'm going to try and fire one on the move. I do get lit for it, but I'll take the chance. And then I get shot by this T28 where we left on one shot earlier. But it's okay because we're able to finish him off, and now we got this side angle which we wanted on the Tiger. So we can try and get rid of that tank, and then we can move on to the remaining bits of the damage. We're able to quickly finish off the Kranvarden, which is nice, and then unfortunately that shot just goes high, and we miss out on that. Now I don't really need to swap to the heat for the Tiger, if I'm honest with you. I can pen that just fine with 270 APCR, but I just wanted to get rid of him quickly, and we get rid of the Tiger, and now we can move on. The other thing I should really mention about this tank as well, it has very good aim time, which is really nice. It doesn't take long for you to aim in, and that is quite a nice factor. We get slapped by the 30 there, but he's shot, so we're going to try and get one in. I am on a one shot now to everything, but at this stage of the game when it's 11 versus 3, I'm not overly concerned because the enemy, our team's going to swamp this guy now. So I'm just going to try and get over there as quickly as I can. Wait for him to shoot, and then try and get my shots in return. So he's just shot now, so I've got time to get another one in. At this point, like I say, he's swarmed. I'm just trying to get as much out of it as I can. He's not really paying attention to me, so I'm able to move around the side. We get a little bit of track assistance, and then get another shot taking the extra kill, and that brings us then to replay number 1. So not a very long game, but we're able to pick up quite a nice amount of damage in a short space of time. We end up with 5 kills, 4,000 400 damage, 1600 assistance. We do get the ace tanker and the high caliber for about 2100-ish base XP. So yeah, that's it for the replay number 1. I will stop rambling and see you in a bit for the second replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Armour, and we are tuned up with our good pal Swindle 321 and Petty 360. There is no fun police in the game, and we are top tier again. At the start of this game, I've decided that I'm going to go and play the field. We've got a little bit of support with us. If I can win the field, then I can potentially push down and try and get side shots that they're sort of camping, tanks on their base. Potentially, we can just feel it out, see what happens when we get there, work out what to do once we've worked out where the enemy team is located. So first we've got this T31-1 spotted. It's looking like he's by itself, judging by our light tank who's sort of full sent down there. Hasn't spotted anything else, so I'm thinking it's going to be safe if we can push this tank out quickly. I can try and get into a position to potentially try and get some shots onto the enemy team in their base, or depending how the enemy team pushes, I might need to return back, or I might need to cut through the middle. But at the moment I'm thinking I might be able to sort of push along to even get shots on these tanks up here like that, and mill, etc. Looking for shots, don't quite have one, so I'm going to move further down and see if we can get these side shots in. Unfortunately our light tank gets taken out by the enemy mutts, which must be down there somewhere. But we're going to keep pushing across. We are taking quite an aggressive route. I'm trying to rely on my camo a little bit here. I do have silent driving on the crew perk, so obviously that's going to help reduce the chance of me getting spotted. I'm going to try and take a cheeky shot, see if I can get any shots to do stuff which are cresting high in the hill. Unfortunately then I do get spotted by potentially the 87, which I didn't spot there, and now I'm in a little bit of bother and I need to try and get out of there as quick as I can to avoid taking damage and lose my spot. Now I lost my spot, I'm going to try and use these bushes on the side to see if I can get get any shots in. But it looks like this 87 is sort of in an awkward situation that he's going to spot me when I actually overpeak. But he's actually sort of decided to full send me now, which is good because I've got some bushes in front of me which I can use to help reduce my chance of getting spotted, and I'm able to get 2 shots into him, put him onto a 2-shot. Try and get another one through the cupola, and now he's on a 1-shot, and he should get finished out by a Dragon, which he does. But I do need to try and lose my spot again now, so I can get back into action. So a little bit of a slower start to the game, but we have got 800 damage, and we've still got our hit points, or we had our hit points, so it's not been too bad. Got blind shot there, which good shot. And I'm going to try and just move forward to try and get some more shots in. Unfortunately we've lost Petty, but we do still have Psy. I get lit again, and at this point getting spotted in this particular situation is not good. I'm hoping just to try and get out of there, but I could easily get punished by those stuff on the hill. Thankfully I don't. I get fortunate there, so I'm able to get back into cover. Because I don't want, for example, I got caught out by the Iron Rain, then that game could have been over, but we get away with it, and we're going to try and go back and get a few more shots, see if we get any shots here. We're struggling with the gun depression a little bit there, don't quite have the angle we was hoping for, so we're going to go back and see if we can get some shots in. Now we do. Don't let that one aim, unfortunately, but we should get this next shot into the Panther, and hopefully we can get a few shots in before he gets undetected. Put him onto a 1-shot. Then this light tank gets spotted in this T25AT. This is what you want just target sitting in front of you where you can just keep farming with that very quick rate of fire, to make the most of the guns. We get one in Iron Rain. We quickly swap to the HE round because we know we can pen this with the HE round, and we do pen that one. That will give us almost 400 damage with that HE round. Unfortunately I still had the HEs. I tried to get a pen on the lower plate of the Panther, but it didn't happen, and if I did have the APCR round I would have killed the Panther. But not to worry, we're going to try and target this light tank. We get unlucky there. We hit him, but unfortunately we just bounced, ricocheted off. We do get the second one, putting him onto a 2-shot. Then we get one in blind, so now we know that he is a 1-shot to us. We tried to blind shot the Panther, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. Go for the finishing kill, and I just fluff that shot a little bit. I aimed a bit low at the last minute, which is annoying because then you've still got the light tank sort of full sending around, which is going to spot us, making our life harder. We're getting shot by this Panther here. We tried to finish him off. Could have done with those hit points. Yeah, to be honest with you, probably didn't need to lose those if I would have falled back a little bit earlier. Then we fluffed a shot on the light tank, and I'm thinking, oh no. But I've got one more go at it, so I should be okay. And if, thankfully for me, crashes into a wall, and then we're able to pick up that kill on the light tank. And now this game's looking pretty good. You know, it's a 9 versus 4, but you know, I have seen crazier things. I've thrown for silly situations, so we don't want to throw the game away. But I do want to get over there to try and spot the enemy tanks, so I can hopefully pick up a bit of assistance. But at the moment, this Emil's lit in the open, so we're going to try and finish this Emil off. We've got one in. We're going to go and try and get another one. Go for the track shot, but now we're just going to go for the lower plate because he's just stuck in the open. And we've got that quick rate of fire, but it gets quickly shut down by our Dragon, leaving only 2 enemy teams remaining. This is where I'm going to force them because I know exactly where they are. They're in the K1 to K2 position. If I can get over there first and spot them, then I'm going to pick up all the assistance from our friendly teams which are currently cresting the hill. So I know they'll have shots into them. We get one into the TD there, the 105, and when we pick up 1,000 assistance, which is just what we wanted, just to boost that game a little bit. We spot the mutts as well, but we're going to have to be a little bit careful because we are a one shot to the TD, and would have to get the mutts would have got 280 alpha, so they would have to high roll but quite a lot in order to take us out, but it is possible, so I do have to be a little bit careful. But again, I wanted to keep spotting them to try and pick up that extra bit of assistance, which we do on that mutt. Now that we do eat one in return, but that puts us under 2,000 assistance, so that was well worth it. This is why I struggle with the gun depression a little bit. I have to really over peak to get the shot in, but we're going to risk it for a biscuit, and we do pick up an extra kill. Now we're just going to have to hope we pen this Cupola, but we bounce off the Cupola, just 50-50, and unfortunately we get taken out, but not to worry. Brings us then to replay number 2, and we finish with 2 kills, 4,000 damage, 2,000 assistance. It was only a first class, a little bit lower base XP because we died, but yeah, that is it for replay number 2. One more replay to come, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are on Canis for the final replay of the video. It is an encounter battle. It is a tier 10 lobby, so we are bottom tier this time. There's one enemy light tank, and there is a fun police in the game. So this one does go on for, this game we have to try a little bit harder, unlike the other ones, which ended in a bit more of a landslide. This one is a bit more of a close, close game. So we are going to, because it's the encounter position, we decided we're going to go straight up to the hill at the start, because sometimes you can catch a few people out, crossing in the open. We can potentially use the bushes near the windmill and see if we can get any early shots in from this spawn. And yeah, again, we'll get the intel what tanks there are, where they are, and we can work out what we're going to do then. But this E75 is crossing, and we're with the quick rate of fire, we should manage to get a couple of shots into him there. We do pick 2 shots in. We're waiting to see if he keeps crossing, because if he keeps crossing we'll be able to get another one in, and we do. So that's a decent start to the game, picking up just over 700 damage. And now we got this heavy tier 10 tank coming. We swapped to the heat rounds because if he's frontally to us, we are going to need it. But I didn't know it's just going to drive full sending in the open, and that is going to allow us just to get free farm, get some damage in. Unfortunately, we bounced one shot, which is a bit annoying there. But we quickly take care of another tier 10. Not too sure what the plan was there. But yeah, so we pick up a bit more damage. Now it looks like a lot of the enemy team, or majority of the enemy team, are playing the other side. So now I've got that bit of information. I'm just going to try and push out as quick as I can. This tank to our right, we're going to try and get an angle on him. He's a one shot anyway. Just want to take care of this tank quickly. Fortunately for us, the snapshot goes in, and now we're able to progress. And the plan is here. I'm thinking I'm going to try and push around to the town, see if there's any stragglers on the outside of the town, see if we can just spot this out. We haven't quite spotted it out fully, and see if we can get any more damage. and then we potentially may have to come back, or we might have to put, or keep pushing. So we do spot this T28. We're going to go for a shot into a lower plate. Unfortunately, we ricocheted the first one, but he's sired onto us now. We're going to try and get another shot in there, and we should be able to get a few more in while he leaves. We get another one in, but then he gets slapped by the Turan, but it does give us some more assistance, putting us on to 1700 damage and 1000 assistance. Now we spotted this Type 4 in the town. It's looking like a lot of our enemy team are just going to push this way. So I'll swap into the heat shells because I'm going to need it to deal with the Type 4. So yes, it's going to make life easier trying to get through that armour. So we're going to try, push around, take care of the Type. At the moment we've got like a bit of a presence in the middle. We've still got a few TDs back in there, 2 heavies at the back behind the cap. So I'm thinking I've got an opportunity to push this way and get a little bit more damage. We've got a bit of time, so we're going to push around. Unfortunately, the turning cycle wasn't great there, so sorry defender there, that was my fault. But yeah, this Type he's got Turan coming. He's in a bit of pain here. He's got a lot of friendly teams engaging him, but he's on a one shot, and I just managed to sneak in the kill. But at this point I was going to push around, and I thought, you know what, our 2 heavies are kind of left in the cap by themselves, but they are full health. So I'm hoping that if I can get over there quick enough, I can get into a position that I can potentially cover our friendly heavy tanks as they get engaged. I mean, maybe we can get into a bush, but we're going to have to do it pretty quickly because it's looking like they are about to get full send. So I want to get over there as quickly as I can. I really want our heavies just to hold them off as long as possible, so that I can get some shots in from a distance. But unfortunately they've got a medium tank Barras coming behind them, which has kind of turned them a little bit, and now they're in a bit of trouble. Unfortunately I get lit shooting the Barras, which is a shame, otherwise I could have kept firing. We go for one more, but we eat one, and I'm having a look at this situation now, and I'm thinking these heavies, I'm not going to be able to save them. One's already died. It's pointless me just staying here to get shots in, because then I'm not going to be able to escape, and then I'm going to just throw my tank away. So I have to accept defeat in that engagement and just go, yeah, so I tried, but there's not much I can do. I'm going to have to just try to escape it while I can and try and regroup with my team, because we're now 2 tanks down. This game's not over, but I want to try and get to the rest of my friendly team. I'm not too scared about being capped out on this one, because it's an awkward one to try and cap out. You've got to sit in the open in that cap circle, and it looks like the enemy team is more interested in trying to go for the damage. So at this point I'm not stopping. I'm just trying to, if I can, get to like the C1-2 position, which I can then use the the hill to try and get shots into the cap circle, and try and cover our friendly heavy tanks which are engaged in the cap circle at the moment. At least that's what the plan is. We want to get to just where this lighthouse is, but then we spot this chieftain in the open, and this is, we just want to try and track him in place now, so we can farm the damage, maybe pick up a bit of track assistance. We try and get in for the track. We only damage it, but we're going to try again. We do track him in place, which is going to stop him from getting into cover, and again gets taken out by our friendly Turan, putting us on to 2700 damage and just a little bit more track assistance. This is where I'm going to move to the lighthouse and see if we can just get into a covering position to cover our friendly heavies. Struggling with the gun depression to get a shot there into the Barras. So I'll just stay impatient, looking for any shots I can to cover this heavy tank, because like I say, it's a 4 versus 5. It is a close one. I've got to be careful. It's a tier 10 game. I don't quite have the shot, so I decided I'm going to move over so I can actually use the bushes to get a bit more, hopefully, decrease the chances of getting spotted, because we're going to be firing through the bushes. We're just staying patient. We're just waiting to get a shot in, and then this Arnie pokes out. We do get one, which puts him onto 1 shot to our friendly tanks and a 2 shot to me. He again gets taken out by our friendly Turan again, which does actually come. He actually has a good game, so shout out to that Turan player, because he was a big help for me in this game. We've got a full health object 780. And we're just trying to get shots in, because our heavy tank is on a 1 shot, and I need him to just try and cling on for as long as possible, because he's going to be spotting these tanks for me. And he gets slapped 780 by the Turan again. I get one in, putting him onto a 2 shot to us. We're going to try and pen that shot. Unfortunately, It ricochets. We're going to go for another one for the lower plate. We messed that one up again, but hopefully we're going to be able to pen this one. We do, and it gets set on fire, which is a very common trait for the Object 780. The engine's at the front, so if you're penning that lower plate, there's a good chance you're going to start to set them on fire. But now I have the brass coming for me. I can, eat 2 shots unless I low roll. I swap to the HE so I can really punish the brass. Again, then you see the power of that 100 HE round because we penned him for 380 there. But I am a one-shot now. But thankfully, our friendly Terran has recognised this. He's come round to help. He slapped a Vanguard, which is a massive help. At this stage, we've got 2 enemy barasses. Our Terran can eat the rounds from the 1 barass. But what I want to do here, at this point, I don't know where the other barass is. So I'm actually going to just separate from our friendly Terran player a little bit and try and make sure the other barass doesn't poke on us. Thankfully that Terran takes out the other barass before it escapes, which is great. Now I want to get over to this hill, just again, like I say, so we spot that barass before it gets to us and he doesn't sneak up on me because I am a one shot. So in this position I've got a good chance now of spotting the barass. We do spot the barass, duck back into cover. The barass is fired 1 shot. I'm trying to just bait this second shot, but I don't need to because it gets taken out by our friendly Terran. And that brings us an end to the video. So let's just see how we got on. We got 2,168 base XP, 3 kills, 4,400 damage, 1,600 assistance. Unfortunately, it's a first class, just because I think the tanks first come out. I mean, usually we get 2,100 base XP, it's an ace. But you can see our Terran player got 7 kills there and had a really good game and was very helpful. So that is it for the replay. Thank you so much, as always, for your support. And as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!